As you settle in and let the noise of the day slowly fade away, imagine yourself standing on a wide open plain in southern England. The air is cool, the grass moves softly in the wind, and before you rises a circle of ancient stones that have been watching the sky for thousands of years. Tonight, we're going to drift through the story of Stonehenge in a calm, unhurried way, exploring gentle facts, quiet mysteries, and the slow passage of time that shaped this place. If you enjoy relaxing history and sleepy facts like this, take a moment to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who loves peaceful bedtime stories. Now, let your breathing slow and let's begin our journey into Stonehenge. Now let's move on to fact 1 and gently picture where Stonehenge actually sits in the world. Stonehenge rests on Salisbury Plain, a wide stretch of open land in southern England, where the horizon feels far away and the sky seems to take up more space than the earth itself. The ground here is chalky and pale, absorbing rain quickly and giving the grass a soft, muted green color. For thousands of years, this landscape has been shaped more by wind and seasons than by human hands. When early builders chose this spot, it wasn't surrounded by cities or roads, but by silence, grazing animals, and distant hills. Even today, standing there feels exposed yet calm, as if the land itself was chosen for its quiet presence. The location allows the stones to stand uninterrupted beneath the sun, moon, and stars, connecting earth and sky in a way that still feels deeply intentional. Now let's slowly continue into fact 2, where we consider just how old Stonehenge truly is. The first stages of Stonehenge began around 5,000 years ago, long before written history in Britain. At that time, people lived in small communities, farming the land, watching the seasons closely, and passing knowledge through stories rather than books. Stonehenge was not built all at once, but slowly, over many centuries, with each generation adding or reshaping parts of it. Imagine the patience required for a project that would never be completed within a single lifetime. Fathers, mothers, children, and grandchildren all contributing without ever seeing the final form. This slow construction mirrors the rhythm of nature itself, where change happens gently and over long stretches of time. Stonehenge feels ancient not just because of its age, but because it was born through patience rather than urgency. Now let's move on to fact 3 and softly explore the stones themselves. Stonehenge is made of 2 main types of stone: massive sarsen stones and smaller blue stones. The sarsens are enormous, some weighing over 25 tons, standing tall and pale against the sky. The blue stones are smaller, darker, and carry one of Stonehenge's greatest mysteries. They were transported from the Preseli Hills in Wales, over 150 miles away. Imagine moving such heavy stones without wheels, metal tools, or modern machines. Scholars believe they were dragged on wooden sledges, rolled over logs, and floated along rivers. The journey alone may have taken months or even years. Each stone carries not just physical weight, but the effort, cooperation, and determination of entire communities, making Stonehenge as much a monument to human collaboration as to stone. Now let's gently shift into fact 4, where we explore the shape and design of Stonehenge. At its heart, Stonehenge is a carefully arranged circle with stones placed in rings and horseshoe patterns. Some stones stand upright, while others lie across the top, forming structures called lintels. What's remarkable is how precisely these stones were shaped to fit together. The builders carved joints into the stone, similar to woodworking techniques, allowing the stones to lock into place. This suggests a deep understanding of balance, geometry, and long-term stability. When you look at Stonehenge, it may appear rough and natural, but beneath that surface is careful planning and quiet intelligence. The circular shape itself feels calming, with no beginning and no end, encouraging the eye and the mind to move slowly, continuously, without rushing. Now let's move on to fact 5 and rest our attention on Stonehenge's connection to the sun. One of the most famous aspects of Stonehenge is its alignment with the solstices. During the summer solstice, the sun rises directly behind a stone known as the heel stone, sending light into the center of the circle. On the winter solstice, the sun sets in alignment with the stones, marking the shortest day of the year. For ancient people, these moments were deeply meaningful, signaling the turning points of time, life, and survival. Imagine standing among the stones at dawn, watching the first light slowly spill across the land, knowing the seasons were shifting once again. Stonehenge was not just a structure, but a quiet calendar, helping people feel connected to the larger rhythm of the universe. Now let's move on to fact 6 and allow the atmosphere around Stonehenge to grow even quieter as we consider the people who gathered there. Stonehenge was not a place of daily life, but a destination, somewhere people traveled to with intention. Archaeological evidence suggests that groups came from distant regions, walking for days across open land to reach this circle of stones. Imagine slow-moving lines of people carrying supplies, guiding animals, and sharing stories as they traveled together. The journey itself would have been part of the experience, gradually separating everyday concerns from something more ceremonial. When they finally arrived, the wide plain and towering stones would have felt deeply meaningful, almost otherworldly. Stonehenge likely served as a gathering place where communities met, connected, and felt part of something larger than their individual lives, creating a shared sense of identity and belonging. Now let's gently move into fact 7, where we explore Stonehenge as a place of memory and remembrance. Archaeologists have found cremated human remains buried within and around the monument, suggesting that Stonehenge may have been linked to honoring the dead. These were not hurried burials, but careful rituals carried out with respect and intention. Picture small fires burning softly in the distance, smoke drifting upward into the evening sky, carrying thoughts and prayers with it. The stones, silent and unmoving, would have stood as witnesses to generations of farewells. Stonehenge may have been a bridge between the living and the remembered, a place where time felt less rigid. In this way, the monument becomes not just stone and earth, but a quiet space for reflection, grief, and continuity, allowing memories to rest gently within the landscape. Now let's move on to fact 8 and slowly consider the sounds, or rather the lack of sound, around Stonehenge. Today, visitors often remark on the unusual calm that surrounds the stones, even with modern life not far away. Thousands of years ago, this quiet would have been even deeper. No engines, no machines, only wind moving through grass, distant bird calls, and the soft crunch of footsteps on chalky ground. The stones themselves may have altered sound slightly, reflecting whispers and muffling noise within the circle. Standing there, people may have spoken more softly, instinctively lowering their voices. This natural hush could have enhanced ceremonies, making each sound feel important and intentional. Stonehenge wasn't just something to see, but something to feel, experienced through stillness and gentle awareness. Now let's continue into Fact 9, where we explore how Stonehenge changed over time. The monument we see today is only one moment in a much longer story. Stones were moved, rearranged, removed, and replaced across many centuries. Some features were added, others abandoned. This ongoing transformation suggests that Stonehenge adapted to changing beliefs and traditions. Imagine returning to the site after many years and noticing subtle differences. Stones shifted slightly, pathways altered, meanings evolving. Rather than being frozen in time, Stonehenge lived alongside the people who cared for it. This slow evolution mirrors human culture itself, always adjusting, reinterpreting, and reshaping the past while honoring it. The monument feels timeless not because it never changed, but because it changed slowly, gently, and with purpose. Now let's move into Fact 10 and think about the labor behind Stonehenge. Building it required enormous physical effort, yet it was done without signs of slavery or force. Evidence suggests that people worked together willingly, supported by shared meals and communal living. Large gatherings may have felt almost festive, with cooking fires burning, laughter drifting across the plain, and music or storytelling filling the evenings. Working side by side, lifting stones inch by inch, people would have developed a deep sense of cooperation. The stones arose not through speed, but through patience and shared responsibility. This reminds us that Stonehenge is not only a monument of stone, but also a monument of human cooperation, built slowly by hands, working together in quiet determination. Now let's gently shift into Fact 11, where we consider Stonehenge's connection to the sky beyond the sun. While the solstices are the most famous alignments, some researchers believe the monument also reflects lunar cycles. The moon, with its slow, repeating phases, may have held deep symbolic meaning for ancient communities. Imagine watching the full moon rise between stones, its pale light washing over the circle, casting long, shifting shadows on the ground. These lunar rhythms would have helped people track time, seasons, and natural patterns. Stonehenge may have served as a kind of sky mirror, reflecting celestial movements back to those standing below. In doing so, it gently reminded people of their place within a vast, moving universe, encouraging patience and observation rather than haste. Now let's move on to Fact 12 and rest for a moment on the mystery that still surrounds Stonehenge. Despite centuries of study, many questions remain unanswered. We do not know exactly who designed it, how all the stones were moved, or what every ritual meant. And yet this uncertainty adds to its calm power. Stonehenge does not demand explanation, it simply exists. Standing there, one can feel comfortable not knowing everything. The monument teaches quiet acceptance, allowing mystery to remain unresolved. In a world that often seeks quick answers, Stonehenge offers something softer, a reminder that some things are meant to be felt rather than solved, observed rather than fully understood. Now let's imagine the seasons passing slowly around Stonehenge. Through spring rains, summer sunlight, autumn winds, and winter frost, the stones have remained in place, watching the land change around them. Ancient visitors would have seen wildflowers bloom across the plain, then fade, replaced by tall grasses bending under colder skies. In winter, frost would cling to the stones, making them appear pale and quiet, while breath formed small clouds in the cold air. Stonehenge became a steady presence in a world of constant natural change. This stability may have offered comfort, reminding people that while seasons shift and lives move forward, some things endure, calmly and patiently across generations. Now let's gently move into Fact 14, where we explore how Stonehenge may have guided movement across the landscape. The monument is connected to ancient pathways, including the Avenue, a ceremonial road that leads toward the River Avon. This pathway gently curves, guiding people step by step between water and stone. Imagine walking slowly along this route, feeling the ground beneath your feet and watching the stones grow larger in the distance. The journey itself would have prepared the mind, easing the transition from everyday life into something more reflective. Stonehenge was not isolated, it was part of a larger sacred landscape, woven together by movement, rhythm, and intention, encouraging slow travel and mindful arrival. Now let's move on to Fact 15 and consider Stonehenge at night. Without artificial light, darkness would have settled fully over the plain, leaving only starlight and moonlight to illuminate the stones. The silhouettes of the stones would stand against the sky, solid and unmoving. Fires might flicker nearby, casting warm light and long shadows that danced across the ground. In the distance, animals moved quietly, and the night air carried cool stillness. The monument would have felt both grounding and mysterious, a place where the boundaries between earth and sky seemed thinner. Nighttime gatherings at Stonehenge may have felt deeply calming, encouraging quiet voices, slow movement, and a heightened awareness of the present moment. Now let's gently move into Fact 16, where we reflect on how Stonehenge has survived destruction. Over centuries, many stones fell or were removed, reused in buildings, or broken by weather, and yet enough remains to convey its original presence. Restoration efforts in modern times aimed to stabilize the stones without altering their ancient character. Imagine careful hands lifting and securing stones while respecting their age and story. This preservation reflects a shared human desire to protect quiet places of meaning. Stonehenge survives not because it resisted time completely, but because people across generations chose to care for it, gently passing responsibility from one era to the next. Now let's move on to Fact 17, where we explore how Stonehenge inspired stories and imagination. Long after its builders were gone, people created legends to explain its origins. Some believed giants placed the stones. Others thought they were moved by magic or ancient wizards. These stories filled gaps left by forgotten history, allowing imagination to soften uncertainty. Sitting near the stones, people may have shared these tales by firelight, letting words drift into the night. Stonehenge became not just a monument, but a canvas for storytelling, where mystery invited creativity. In this way, it continued to live within human thought, changing meaning without losing presence. Now let's move gently into Fact 18 and consider Stonehenge's role in modern life. Today, people from all over the world travel to see it, often falling quiet as they approach. Despite crowds and cameras, many still feel a sense of calm near the stones. Modern visitors walk slowly, pause often, and speak in hushed tones, as if instinctively respecting the space. Stonehenge still encourages stillness, even in a busy world. It reminds us that ancient places can hold power without explanation, offering moments of reflection simply by being there. Now let's move on to fact 29 and think about time as Stonehenge experiences it. For the stones, centuries pass like moments. Empires rise and fall, languages change, and societies transform, yet the stones remain. Rain smooths their edges, wind erodes their surfaces, and lichen slowly grows. Stonehenge measures time not in days, but in millennia. Standing beside it can shift our sense of scale, making worries feel smaller and moments feel more spacious. The monument invites us to slow down, to feel time stretching gently rather than rushing forward. Now let's move softly into fact 21 and reflect on why Stonehenge still matters. It reminds us that humans have always sought meaning beyond survival. Long before modern technology, people invested energy, care, and imagination into something that would outlast them. Stonehenge stands as a quiet testament to patience, cooperation, and wonder. It does not demand understanding, only presence. In its stillness, it offers a gentle lesson that creating something meaningful can be slow, communal, and deeply human. Now let's move gently into fact 21 and allow our attention to rest on how Stonehenge connects different generations. For thousands of years, people returned to this same place, standing where others had stood long before them. Children grew into adults, elders passed away, and yet the stones remained, quietly marking continuity. Imagine a young child touching the cool surface of a stone, unaware that countless hands had done the same over centuries. Stonehenge became a shared memory across time, linking people who never met, but who all paused here in curiosity or reverence. This connection across generations offers a sense of comfort, reminding us that human life flows forward while still touching the past, gently and without urgency. Now let's move on to fact 22 and think about how Stonehenge interacts with the weather. Rain darkens the stones, giving them a deeper, richer tone, while sunlight dries them into pale gray silhouettes. Fog sometimes rolls across the plain, softening the edges of the monument until it appears to float gently above the ground. Snow settles quietly at its base in winter, muffling sound and enhancing stillness. Each weather condition reshapes the way Stonehenge feels, even though the stones themselves do not move. This constant interaction between stone and sky creates a living atmosphere, reminding us that even the most ancient structures remain part of nature's ongoing rhythm. Now let's drift into fact 23, where we consider Stonehenge as a place of quiet observation. Ancient people were careful watchers of the natural world, noting the behavior of animals, the movement of stars, and the changing length of days. Stonehenge may have helped sharpen this awareness, encouraging patience and attention. Standing among the stones, one would naturally pause, look outward, and listen. This habit of observing rather than rushing feels especially soothing. The monument gently teaches stillness, inviting the mind to slow down and notice small details, like shifting shadows or distant sounds carried on the wind. Now let's move softly into fact 24 and reflect on the emotional presence of Stonehenge. Many visitors describe feeling calm, reflective, or quietly moved when they stand near the stones. This reaction may come from the simplicity of the structure, the openness of the land, or the weight of history held in silence. Stonehenge does not overwhelm, it invites. Its power lies not in height or decoration, but in balance and restraint. This emotional response connects people across cultures and eras, reminding us that certain places speak to the human spirit without words. Now let's arrive at fact 25 and gently consider Stonehenge as a reminder of patience. Nothing about its creation was hurried. Every stone, every alignment, every change unfolded slowly. In a world that often values speed, Stonehenge stands as a quiet counterpoint. It suggests that meaningful things can take time, that effort shared across generations still can matter. The stones wait without expectation, allowing us to arrive in our own time and leave with softened thoughts. As we come to rest at the end of this journey, imagine Stonehenge under a calm night sky, stars scattered above, the land quiet and still. The stones stand exactly where they have stood for centuries, holding memories, weather, and time itself. Let their stillness settle into your breathing, their patience ease your thoughts, and their quiet presence remind you that some things do not need answers to be meaningful. As you drift toward rest, allow Stonehenge to remain in the distance, steady and peaceful, watching the night pass slowly by.